Hello everybody, welcome back to Crash Happy. We've had the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. We've had some news from the FIA about regulation changes. Weird for them to do it almost during the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix weekend, came out just after it. And we've also had racing of all other kinds. WEC started this weekend. There was some NLS action. Weird of Max Verstappen to miss the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. But we're here. We're talking Formula One. We've got Mr. V. We've got DanNoSkill. We've got Mr. Pulse. How are we doing, gentlemen? How did we feel about Saudi Arabia?
It's just nice to watch a race not at 3 a.m. for once.
True.
I'll take that. Yeah, I mean, it was hard to top Bahrain from a week ago, to be fair. That was insane. So, still cool. Obviously, sports messing around more.
More changes. It's good, you know. The FIA, they're willing to flick things around. And
utter woke nonsense, James. They need to fucking calm down.
There was always going to be changes at the start of a regulation cycle. I think we all forget, like 2022, I think it was George Russell mentioned porpoising the other day. And I was like, oh yeah, I did kind of forget that we also like nearly shook all of the 2022 drivers to death at one point at the start of that season. So we're just trying a different way to kill them in slightly different scenarios in 2026.
Unless you're Aston Martin. That was just a 2022 thing.
Yeah, that's the Aston Martin car this year, dude.
Yeah. It's not porpoising, though. It's just literally trying to shake Fernando Alonso to within an inch of his life.
He's in the bucking Bronco. What's that thing called? You know, like in the bars, like the inflatable, like...
Yeah.
Bucking, rodeo
bucking Bronco.
Yeah, that.
That makes sense.
Like
it's like a
one of those?
Cow.
A bull cow. As opposed to
male cow.
The milk cow.
James wouldn't know much about that. Come on, Mr.
V. Has anyone actually been on a bucking Bronco? I feel like that's very American. Where's Duck when you need it?
I'm pretty sure I have, but... And this is going to sound really out of character. I think I was very drunk at the time.
Whoa, really? Cannot believe that, Mr. V.
Can I make a really bad joke? I've not been on one unless we count your mother.
Right, there you go.
Cool, yeah.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah, but she was trying to get you off at the time, Dan. Like, that is kind of the point.
Oh, wait, I didn't think about that. It was all part of a little, like, it was all fine. Everyone was having a good time.
But it was all fine.
I was about to make an even worse joke, by the way.
Can't wait for that to be said on the witness box.
Oh, I've become Mr. Pulse now.
It was all fine.
They call him Dan No Consent.
No, they don't.
Oh.
God, we've gone in early.
Can we restart the episode? Let's just try this again.
No,
that's in there.
Let's try this again.
Yeah, it's good. It's all right. We've got the Mr. V drunk off the bingo card already, so let's just keep it
We've
moving.
had mentions of milk, mentions of drunk.
Pour a drink if this episode's going like
mentions of...
I don't even have much. What have we got?
Pulse-like allegations.
Yeah.
The whole
wife, you know?
She's good. She's okay. She's wild in a hog, but she's okay.
She's wild in
I don't know why I just said that. That just...
And are you... What, like, who is the hog in this situation, or what part is the hog?
Can we just move on? I don't want to talk about that.
What's she wild in?
What is she wild? Do you reckon the podcast has got big enough that Pulse is now worried that like someone might actually mention it to his girlfriend out and about in real life? Like
one day you see it down the
street. No, because no one actually knows what she looks like, apart from... They just think of Wendy
Wildhog.
They
know what Pulse looks
They know what I look like. Yeah. See me randomly with her. It's like,
yeah,
you're Wendy.
They see him
what?
That Argos from GeoGuessr. And
yeah, exactly. Outside of Meadowhall. Yeah.
You think
where
Pulse
I spend all my time
outside?
Now.
I've seen some comments of people saying that the Argos moment in that video is maybe their favorite thing they've ever watched. I rewatched it because I edited that episode, so I watched that so many times, and I was like crying, laughing every time. It's so good. There's something. It's like euphoric.
Yeah, there's pure joy. All right, I've never experienced it before in my life. Okay. Sheffield doesn't get that many mentions, and it pops up right there. I could not have been more elated.
Do you not agree with the Crash Happy subreddit with that? It was the first time Northern Man experiences joy.
Yeah. Bro, that's in the video. I edited that in.
Oh wait, yeah, you.
Yeah,
sorry.
And then they fucking butchered it with the crop. First I put it on the subreddit. I wanted to add though, for anyone wondering, like that was not set up in that was like purely, we'd literally drawn a circle around the entire UK amongst other countries, and of all of the millions of spots that it could have picked in the UK,
it picked the
Argos
best.
Meadowhall.
Picked the best. Picked the finest. I did have when I was in college outside that Argos Meadowhall. So Meadowhall used to have a shop where you could get
Hang on, guys, this could go anywhere. Let him talk.
So it used to have a shop just down the road, just down the aisle from where that is. It's like a Greg's now, but it used to have a shop where you could get sweets from different countries and stuff. And one of them was a ghost chili chocolate. So it's chocolate with a ghost chili in it. And I must have been 17, I think. And I had that, and I was with some friends, oh yeah, you should take this. You should have this. It'll be funny. And I was like, yeah, go on then. Let's see what's the worst that could happen. Not exactly someone who grew up having hot food. It didn't go very well.
Selling cold gruel.
So I had that, and I was like, it wasn't so bad at first. And then there's a moment where my eyes just go, and okay, this has gone horribly wrong. And I'm basically by the bin, just the side, struggling to breathe while this ghost chili is demolishing my insides. And then I go to one of my friends, can you please just get me some milk from the Poundland that's just across from it? Came back with a Lucozade orange. And I was so desperate for something to drink that I was like, okay, give me the Lucozade orange. So I drank the Lucozade orange, and it was the worst idea I've ever had, because instead of it calming the heat, it sort of turned it into a volcano eruption, and immediately into the nearest bin.
And what's surprising? The Argos.
No, not into the Argos. No. The bin next to the Argos.
What's most surprising is James had the same reaction when he tasted mint chewing gum for the first time. So.
Too spicy.
Too spicy, man. Gotta get that Sensodyne Proactive toothpaste just to, calm it down.
I feel like that would be too spicy for you, mate. Like peppermint. James, can I ask a question? You ever been to Nando's?
Yeah.
What heat level do you order?
Medium. Everyone goes medium hot. That's the standard.
I was expecting to
medium.
I was expecting to say maybe lemon and herb. It's got a nice kick to it.
No, my
lemon and herb. Hold the lemon. That's a bit hot.
No, it's worse. My mum orders plain, and it pains me every single time.
Like mother, like son.
Yeah.
And it's just but this is also the same woman that ordered quesadillas the first time we went to a Mexican restaurant. It's difficult in Norwich, right? There's not a lot around. We got a Five Guys a couple of years ago, and there was a line around the corner out of the Five Guys. People were that excited that a Five Guys had arrived in Norwich.
So that it was fucking party up there. Clearly,
it's crazy.
That's the most exciting thing that we've had happen.
And how was it when you had Five Guys inside of you?
Just a regular Tuesday.
Now I know we need.
That's why he had me rummaging his boot.
Boss. Boss, you always have the option to not say it.
I also have the option to say it.
Yeah, you take it every time.
I'm glad we've scared all the new viewers off before we get into the F1.
No. We're trying to beat our record for how long can we go for mentioning Formula
Don't say
1.
the name of that sport. Don't say
mentioning racing at some point during an episode. Although, to be fair, that the GeoGuessr did amazingly. So we do need to thank everyone. We also need to thank everyone for 300 Patreons. And we will be doing a little something special over on the Patreon this week. So if you're not already one of those 300 patrons, you need to join, because we're going to be doing something a little bit special. I can't actually remember what we said we were going to do.
I'm booking my next trip already. Like, can't wait.
Dan's always wanted to go to the Maldives.
That is nice this time of year.
Sure it is. Well, speaking of racing, we should probably mention that our co-host Duck is not with us today because he's at Long Beach for the IndyCar. So it'd be interesting to hear what that's like when he comes back. I was watching the. I guess they call them Grand Prix as well. The fucking thieves. But I was watching the Long Beach.
Is that not allowed?
Well, I don't know. I always feel that like Grand Prix racing refers to Formula One specifically.
Okay.
It doesn't technically, but it sort of does nowadays. Anyway, they call them Grand Prix and IndyCar. But Long Beach looks like a nice venue. Like, I'd like to go. I don't know if you guys have watched, if you watch much IndyCar, like when it's on.
It's like the Monaco of IndyCar in some respects. Long Beach.
Yeah, it's probably one of the oldest of the street tracks they use. It must be the one that's been in use the longest. But it looks nice, like on the coast in California.
I would love to go to a couple IndyCar races. They're always like chaotic as well, which is why I like. You're guaranteed something to happen. But I think if I had to pick, I would like to do Long Beach, but I would really like to do Laguna Seca or the Indy 500. I feel like those would be amazing.
I'd go 500s.
Yeah,
if I could only pick one.
Indy 500.
Like,
That's
if I could pick one, I'm just suggesting some others I'd also like to go to.
That's fair. But I was going to say, I don't know if you watched, but like, there's a few of the tracks, particularly the street tracks. And also, with all the street tracks, they just line them with concrete walls. So they all kind of look the same in that sense. But lots of them are kind of just that in some random part of the town. Yeah. And these Long Beach is in like a nice area, and you can see like palm trees, and they go around the roundabout that's like full of nice flowers and stuff. Like, I can't remember what it was a couple weeks ago. Fuck knows. Honestly. But it was like the most concrete thing you've ever seen in your life.
That is every IndyCar track.
All the street ones, yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose it's weird because, like, with them being street tracks, I always imagine street tracks being in the middle of the town. Like, maybe it's just because I imagine Singapore and Baku to a certain extent. But then, yeah, I suppose they can also just chuck them up wherever there is a street and just call that out. Isn't that sort of what they're doing with the Madrid, actually? Isn't it not actually in Madrid? Yeah. It's just sort of a bit
like
outside of Madrid.
It's industrial state.
Yeah.
It's in Madrid, certainly. Okay. But like Madrid's a big place.
Not in Madrid City is what I meant.
Yeah,
like,
it's not
like Vegas where you're going down the strip, you know. Correct. You're not going like...
Well, technically, James, actually... Vegas is in the city of paradise, not Las Vegas. I think you'll find, so it's not city centre.
Huh?
It's... American cities operate very differently. Like, it's not just like a town. They like incorporate parcels of land. So the city of Las Vegas is not where the Las Vegas Strip is. Oh. It's almost entirely in the city of paradise. The more you know.
But who calls it that?
Absolutely no one. I'm just saying it's definitely not in the Las Vegas city centre. That's just my point.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a reason that Mr. V is in charge of the GeoGuessr videos.
Yeah, fucking nerd.
Yes. The race I was referring to is Arlington in Texas, and like I watched quite a bit of that, and that was like the most grey. I mean, it's mostly like brick, but it was the most just like barren, concretey race I've seen in a long time in my motorsport viewing career. But I mean, lots of time, like it's kind of hard to put a race right in the middle of a city.
Yeah.
Like imagine you're trying to put a race in London. It might be like you might think like, oh, we could have a track going around Buckingham Palace. Like imagine the nightmare of trying to organise that. It's easier just to go.
Formula E did one in London, but like not obviously in Buckingham Palace.
Yeah, they did it in a convention centre in the XL.
Yeah, they did it at a convention centre. It's not like a proper street race.
Yeah, but it shows it can be done.
Yeah, I will say that was pretty good. The race, not fantastic at the XL. It's kind of fine as Formula E standards go, but it is nice having it in a convention centre because then there's just lots of like amenities right there. Like obviously it's full of restaurants and places to get a drink and stuff, and they have the halls.
Yeah, Mr. V's got his priorities straight.
No, but what I'll say is they have the other halls, and so they have lots of like vendors. It's like a big festival, right? Like when you go to like a convention, like a Comic-Con. Those people selling stuff that was simulators, not for the F1 game, but they were doing like Formula E. Like, I don't know what. I guess it was just in.
So
Just
Just a set of Corsa, yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess
they've got like
so.
an R Factor. There's like an R Factor 2 DLC for like Formula E, so I
Yeah.
assume it'd be that or something.
They had like a girls on track karting thing. Like, they have all the stuff there. And I will say, because I'm going to the Madring for the first race this year, and I'm looking forward to it being similar because it is at a convention center, so it's easy to do these like fan activities in all this space that you just have.
Oh, okay.
I don't
What do
hate
you
it.
mean I can't go on simulator because I'm too pissed?
And great of you to take Pulse with you.
Yeah, I was
Buzz.
gonna say it's me going, not me. Wrong bold man, Dan.
Man, I can't do the like posho accent. It's too hard.
And I intentionally sound less posh when I'm with you guys. You should hear me day to day.
Oh my god.
He drinks his pint with his pinky out. He's that kind of.
I drink pints when they come in a chalice, James.
And he doesn't call it a pint, it's a nightcap. And it's very fancy and not a problem at all.
Nightcap. Wouldn't have a beer as a nightcap, Daniel. I'd have an aperitif, of course.
Now, that's a very northern thing to have a full pint as a nightcap.
No.
Off to bed, one last Guinness.
Yeah.
Get one more down, it'd be right.
I wouldn't say no to a bedtime Guinness. Gets you strong in the morning.
That sounds fucking awful.
No, you guys just aren't on the Guinness propaganda. It's a nice, tasty drink.
A nice, tasty drink.
Yeah.
Is it as good as like Fanta? That's what I've always wondered
Buddy,
with alcohol. You know, what I mean?
drink oat milk, like you can genuinely fuck off from this conversation.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but like anytime I've smelt any alcohol or been to like a pub, I'm always like, you know what would just be way better than any of this, like a Fanta lemon.
But you could
is
just get
always good.
vodka and one of those drinks, and it doesn't
Got
really
40 lemon,
taste
yeah.
the vodka.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I actually do enjoy the taste of beer. Like I like tasting different beers and trying to pick the flavors out.
Same.
Of them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wouldn't
It's a,
drink it
it's a
as much as
common
I
thing. Like
Yeah.
people don't spend hundreds of thousands of pounds on like wine and beers and various different things for no reason.
Yeah,
Like,
they taste good.
It's just, I don't know. It's not for me. It's not
That's
for me.
okay.
That's fine. More for
We'll get
us.
some. It's just more for everyone else.
Exactly.
Mm.
It's more for Pulse to throw
Throw
across
a
the table.
table.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of alcohol, I was a bit hungover on Sunday because I've been to a birthday. So I decided, let's treat myself. You know, I've been trying to go to the gym a bit more. I've been trying to eat a bit healthier, so I hadn't had a takeaway for a while. I thought today will be the day. I'll have a bit of a takeaway. I'm feeling a bit rough. Let's get a pizza. Fucking local marathon shut all the roads. No delivery drivers come into the house. The one day I want something, and they bloody runners ruin it all.
That is fair. Runners do
I
ruin
completely-
quite a
yeah.
lot of things.
Yeah.
We had a
ruins.
marathon here same day. It's fucking annoying, man.
Oh yeah, when I was trying to leave. No, what was even worse, it wasn't just the marathon. I forgot to say this. When I was trying to leave Brighton, there was also a football match on, and they'd shut the exit I needed to take on one of the roundabouts. So I was just stuck in like marathon and football traffic, which was horrible.
When you guys came down, it was the half marathon. And then this weekend, we also had a full marathon, which was the exact same thing, but even more because it's twice as long.
Yeah.
Yep. Generally how it works.
But for the full one, it's not just in Brighton. They run like down the coast, down to where I am now. There's only one road that goes down the coast, and they close it, so you can't
Go anywhere.
can't go
can't
anywhere.
leave your
Literally,
house.
you get trapped. Yeah.
You could, I suppose, you could run down to Brighton.
setting record
Against
times.
the flow of runners.
Hey, if you ring up Mr. V, I've got a pint on this table for you. He will break the marathon record.
What's the record? Can't be that fast. Like 2 hours. Mate,
I
the
don't
run
know.
home from a night out, I've easily broken that pace.
For a marathon's not. It's like 4 hours, is it not? I know 4 hours is like a good time for like a normal human being.
Pretty sure the
But
record is
now-
like 2 hours.
the record
It's like 2
probably
hours something,
now.
no?
Like
No, I
doing
think
the
it's
maths in
under
my
2
head.
hours. But there's a big thing. They like had like illegal Nike shoes like springy shoes. I'm pretty sure it's about 2 hours. But have you ever had it where like the post night out run and you're like somewhere like the town center and then you've like missed the last bus and so you're like, I'll just jog it. If you've never done that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like every weekend between the ages of like 18 and 21.
Wait, but you were doing that completely sober.
Yeah, you don't drink.
Yeah.
But as in like,
I'd still
are
go
you
out.
mental?
You're drunk. Yeah,
That's just
when
going
you're
for a
drunk,
run,
it's different.
James.
Yeah.
That's
That's
just
night.
going for a 3 a.m. run.
I tell you what, one time I got a bit drunk off red wine and mulled wine, and I did loads of pull-ups. It really made me want to do pull-ups.
With all that like weighing you down and
You never been like red wine drunk though, where you're just really strong all of a sudden.
no.
It gave me like gym level pump. I was absolutely going for it.
No, that would have been the pull-ups, I imagined.
Yeah.
No, before the pull-ups, like I was ready to go and I did all the
Not a
pull-ups.
Yeah, I've never
Well,
heard that
it just
before, Dan.
is.
Well, actually, not red wine, but there's some things can sort of give you a pump. So if you want to drink like beetroot, this is Mr. V's nutrition section. Drinking like just straight beetroot juice can give you that kind of like feeling like you've got a pump on, and also it makes you feel stronger. So if you drink beetroot juice, then go to the gym, then you can typically lift a little bit more.
I also it was cold mulled wine. With that.
Cold?
It wasn't
mulled-
particularly
isn't the whole
nice.
point that is hot.
That's just wine.
Yeah, that's just wine at that point.
Well, we didn't. We were pre-drinking at a friend's house, and it was all that was left.
Just wine
right.
with some orange in it. There you go.
Oh, I've got
So
some
you had
cold
wine
mulled
and
wine
wine.
down here actually.
Give it a try. See if you get a pump.
But I don't really want to crack it open. I'd rather leave it till Christmas. I feel like it'll go bad.
For the bit, it's a business expense now.
Crack open some red wine, do some pull-ups. It's all happening on the Crash Heavy podcast.
Apart from racing, we're still not covering that.
Yeah, let me just find a pull-up bar as well. We'll put it to the test.
Hang on,
two,
why have
actually.
you got 2 bottles of
It's Mr. V.
Right,
we're
you don't
talking
just
about.
drink one each Christmas period. What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't know. They also look like they're about 20 years old.
That just means they're aged well.
Yeah, extra
Vintage.
Isn't
flavor.
that a positive? I
Yeah.
thought that was the whole thing with wine. You're supposed to
As we all
give it
know,
a few
you age
years.
wine in the bottle and not in the barrel.
Yeah.
And you age mulled wine. That's when you go to the Christmas craft fair and they're selling those
Yeah.
1984 vintages.
You
It doesn't
age it,
say.
you then heat it all the way up and then let it cool completely.
Exactly.
Chuck in a couple of slices of orange, you're all good.
And it sounds good
Smash
to go.
out some pull-ups.
Yeah.
You'll be world's strongest man before you know it.
Yeah, you'll be at Olympics in no time with that.
These
hidden,
are both
hidden
These are
secrets.
both corked as well. They're not screw tops, so I really don't want to cork a bottle in the middle of a podcast, which I then can't close.
Mr. Vigo, guys, I really don't want to cork a bottle in the middle of a podcast.
But I would have to drink the whole thing.
Oh, I would have to drink the whole thing. Oh.
Do you know have a little wine
Never done that
stopper?
before.
Like one of those little pretend corks.
Are you talking about like a vacuum, James?
Yeah.
Right. I do. I'm not going to stop a mulled wine. It's fucking pointless.
Tell you what, get Mr. Pulse round. He'll knock half of it over anyway.
Oh, yeah, be fine. I only need half of it then.
Just cross another off the bingo.
You've got 2 bottles of mulled wine. How would you like to
Exactly.
have maybe half a bottle of mulled wine left?
Half of one and one and a half
sticky
on the
floor.
floor.
Sounds great. Love losing my deposit on my rental.
Just get some naan bread, soak it up, it'll be fine.
Throwback.
No, that is the new kitchen roll.
That's what Pulse does every time his dishwasher or washing machine just starts
Something breaks, just get the naan out.
Wendy, where's the naan?
Where's that emergency stash? I need it! Had
Don't
an
have
accident.
paper in North, but we've got bread.
Don't need none of that bread, right? Oh, fuck off.
Oh, God. Do you guys want to talk about racing? I can't believe I'm the one trying to keep us on topic this week.
May as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of it this week. Should we talk about the actual F1 before we talk about like all of the other 20 series that decided to race?
The rules.
Because they're coming in now for Miami for our next race.
Yeah. Which actually, I want to get
changes.
your guys' thoughts on before we get into the rules. Like the rules coming in for Miami, but it feels like a weird time because have any of you looked at the calendar? It's not a great time to bring in new rules. Miami is a sprint weekend, so 1 free practice session. Canada is a sprint weekend, so 1 free practice session. And we then go to Monaco, which I feel like is just not really a track to test whether or not the Formula One regulations are at their optimal because it's Monaco. And then we finally go to Barcelona in another 3 races time in like 2 months from now.
And so do I with my good pal Matt Amos. Except he got it for free and I bought my ticket.
Flying Sky Sports business class.
Yeah.
I'm flying with Jet 2, baby.
And it's weird that you're sat alongside Matt Amos. Like, it's crazy that you managed to get that seat.
Mate, all of Sky flies Jet 2, didn't you know this? Crofty's 2 rows ahead. You can hear him ordering his like tiny little 200ml Pepsi.
Crofty's on the piss on the plane. Look at him.
For that unit, yeah.
Can you get pissed on a Jet 2 plane? I don't know.
Yeah,
Never
they
been
sell
on
you
one.
alcohol.
Okay,
Is the flight long enough? Like,
like
I
a
went to
4
Portugal.
hours.
No, I've had a
it was
drink on a
like-
flight to Barcelona, James. Don't be silly.
Yeah, but surely enough drink to manage to, make it like worthwhile.
No, you have plenty
And
before
you
get
order
on.
more than one at once.
Smash
Yeah.
a tree.
You get those
you
little
can't most of the
spirit
time.
things. And you,
Most airlines will only serve you one at once. I've heard.
well, that's why you pre-game it at the airport at like 5 a.m.
Yeah, you get
That's
plenty
when-
before
exactly.
you go.
Yeah.
Then you get on.
Airport spoons.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, you know what? I really want to go Alicante so I can go Spanish spoons. That'd be mega.
Oh, there is one, isn't there?
Yeah,
There's only like
opened it.
2 spoons outside the UK. I feel like one's in the most
Yeah.
bizarre place. There's one in somewhere like really weird as well. I think there's one in America.
Is spoons in Ireland as well?
That's a good question. Probably.
Ask.
I mean, the guy is Irish, I think, or maybe Northern
JD.
Irish. Is his name JD?
I don't know. It's JD Weatherspoons, isn't it?
It's just his name now.
All
I have
pubs.
no idea. I feel like that's a very Brit abroad thing, Dan, that the place you want to go is just
I don't
somewhere that
actually.
has a spoons.
No, it's just because it's funny because
No, no.
Alicante Airport.
It's okay. You can play into it, Dan. We know that you're gonna get to Barcelona and instantly look for the first like British pub equivalent that is there. You know when they do like
They don't have those in
British
Barcelona,
pubs,
mate.
and it's like
It would be an Irish pub most likely, James.
Irish pubs.
They
Yeah,
do have
very
those.
true.
I've been to
They
those.
have plenty of those, yeah.
Interesting that's where, because I was in Milan for the Dutch Grand Prix, I went to an Irish pub, but it was, you know how normally it's like
Wait.
actual Irish people or British people that
Sorry,
own
they're
it?
the
Wait,
menu
what?
change.
There we go.
No,
What
it was
did
the
you just
Dutch,
say?
It was the Dutch Grand Prix when I was in Milan, so I went to an Irish pub to watch it.
Right.
Oh,
okay.
right. Got
Right.
ya.
Not the Italian Grand Prix.
But you said you went to Milan for the Dutch
For the
Grand Prix.
Dutch Grand Prix.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I went whilst the Dutch Grand Prix was on. I went for it.
Now, when you say for it, that means specifically
I said I was
for it.
in Milan for the Dutch Grand Prix. So like when it was on, I was in
right.
Milan.
Oh, yeah, I thought you said
Dan
went
goes to
Fair
a
enough.
different country for every Grand Prix that he watches. Do you not? He's got a, he's got a
One
big
time,
board.
I accidentally ended up in Amsterdam during the Dutch Grand Prix, and I hadn't planned it.
Some hangover type story, Dan.
So I ended up. Well, no, me and my girlfriend booked Amsterdam, and I was like, "This is a bit pricey." Didn't really think anything of it, and then I realised it was the weekend of the Dutch Grand Prix when it got like 2 weeks closer. So I ended up watching it in a bar in Amsterdam, which is pretty cool. But
Which year
anyway,
was this? Did Max do well? Was it like a buzz and atmosphere?
no, it was 24, so Norris won.
Ah,
Yeah,
Sucks.
Rough.
Hate to see it.
no Max.
sorry about that.
That's all right.
Max.
I was rooting for Fernando Alonso anyway. Like, I wasn't bothered.
I feel like that's fine. I feel like if you were amongst like Dutch Max Verstappen fans and you were like, oh, I'm an Alonso fan, they'd be fine with that.
I'm going to be honest, most of the people sat in there watching the F1 were Americans, so it didn't matter anyway.
No,
Yeah. It was a bit weird.
it's not the most authentic experience, is
Well,
it?
all the Verstappen fans were at the track, James. So.
Well, yeah, I know. Yeah, but I assume there's more Max Verstappen fans that couldn't go to the
there
track.
was some,
No,
like
that's
the
all of
bar
them.
staff.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the entirety
They
of the
all
country,
go.
James.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, I'm in Milan for it in this Irish bar. Normally they're owned by like British or Irish people. But this was clearly an Italian person's sort of interpretation of an Irish bar. So it was just a little bit weird.
Slightly lost in translation.
I like that.
Yeah, it was funky though. It was funky. I liked it.
It's like when a British person opens like an East Asian place and it's the most racist thing you've ever seen in your life.
Mr. Pulse's business.
What's supposed to out me on that one? That's my secret. It's my one secret I had left.
Good gracious.
Why do you never not agree to these? Why don't you just defend yourself once? How far can we push this?
I don't think too
Well,
much
guys,
further.
To answer the important questions, there is one Wetherspoons in the country of Spain, which is an Alicante airport.
Yeah.
There are 6 in the Republic of Ireland, all of them in and around Dublin.
Okay.
So you've
Yeah, that
got to go
makes
to
sense.
Dublin if you want to go to a Spoons. There's also one on the Isle of Man, which I know is the UK, but it's kind of like a weird... Isle of Man's weird. And it's also marked as in the sea if you look at the Wetherspoons website.
Good.
The pin is in the Douglas Bay. I'm assuming it's on land, but it might be a boat. Which you never know with Spoons. They like weird venues.
Spoons Cruise.
What?
Jesus.
Cruise.
Cruise sounds like the
Cruises.
worst experience.
They do have
got
Spoons hotels.
Yeah, they got
Which is
they got
fucking
loads
sick.
of hotels.
Yeah.
I feel like hotels fat. Cruise means you're there for like minimum week. And it's
As
and there's
imagine
no
the cheap-
getting away from it. Like a
the
hotel,
cheap
you can
booze.
leave. A cruise.
Why would you want to
can't.
leave? It's Spoons. When they shut, I get sad. I'm knocking on the door, 9 a.m. Get me a Worthington's bitter, son.
I don't know. Has anyone been on a cruise? I just feel like cruises in general. Wetherspoons cruise already sounds like the worst place in the world, but then cruise also
sounds
I'm
better
not
than-
really.
No, that sounds a lot better than a normal cruise, dude.
Yeah.
Do
Have
you
you been on a
think-
cruise, Pulse?
Yeah. I've never
What was
been on
your
a cruise. No.
experience?
no, I've never been on a cruise.
Oh,
no.
okay.
He just
Have you?
says yes when you ask him questions.
What happened on that cruise, Pulse? Like, who did you push in the sea?
He's finally denying something, which means you know it's bad.
There was a ramp to get on, and this person said in a wheelchair, went, "Oh, please help push."
And I was
me
like, off you pop. You ever seen The Pianist?
the ramp is still majority over land.
I get superhuman strength and I pick him up. I was like, off you go. Can't be having that.
Yeah, you're thinking they fell in the sea, but actually they fell 50 feet onto the harbour wall, which is way worse.
The truth behind Frank Williams passing.
I have been on a cruise. And I can confirm, really weird. I must have gone on a Royal Caribbean, and at the time it was the ship that's the biggest. So like the Something of the Sea. They were all called Something of the Sea, but like they had recently opened it. It was for my parents' like joint 50th birthday. So it was a while ago, and it was like from Miami and then around the Caribbean. But it's just like bizarre because it's very American, of course.
Mhm.
And it's kind of like partly all-inclusive resort, but then lots of it's not included, and you don't really know what's what. Like some of the restaurants is all-inclusive, apart from a couple things on the menu, but they won't tell you what. And if you accidentally order them, then they'll cost you tons of money.
Maybe that's the play, right? They're just sort of gambling that the nice things that you want, they can charge you extra for.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, like all the alcoholic drinks.
Wow.
Oh, really? I'd have thought the alcohol would be all inclusive.
I don't think so. And I remember as well being in a bar, and they were saying like it's customary to tip like 20%. And I was like, we're not in your fucking country anymore, mate. You're in international waters. You're getting 0%. You can fuck
Playing
off.
the international waters card.
Bro, you shouldn't tip at a bar full stop. It takes like 2 seconds to pour a drink.
I suppose, but
I'm
No,
not
James, you're not tipping in a bar, especially with the amount
Yeah.
Mr. V drinks. So we broke in 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's been a,
But 20%, 20% tip for a drink. It's
No, but I just
insane.
like to imagine you just like pointing out the window and being like, international waters.
I like that you think there's a window.
Maybe the waiter was like...
there must be windows on cruises.
Depends how low you are.
I guess.
Well,
but
yeah,
like,
obviously
lots of
not
them
in
are
the-
like just fully inside rooms, just like an interior cabin.
But what if the
yeah, I
waiter
suppose.
took it the wrong way and Mr. V's like international waters and it comes across as threatening as if he's going to murder him because there's no laws left?
Not crime anymore, mate.
Well, that's how Paul's got away with his. Obviously,
That's how we got away with it.
That's how Paul's
What, on
still here
on the
today.
shore? The only time the ramp is available on the shore.
They're
in
real
international
relaxed in the
waters.
Bahamas.
He just ran up the rest of the ramp real quick before they
So
hit
nobody
the floor.
ever knew. Yep.
Bloody hell.
As soon as you cross the threshold of the boat, you're in international waters.
Do you think the people who've waited 40 minutes for us to cover the racing news we said we'd talk about are still here?
Don't remind him of it.
Well, let's cover it for them, shall we?
Okay, we should cover it. Yeah, the news we were about to mention before what did we mention to get off?
Don't start another tangent.
No.
Just leave the alcohol alone or we'll go on a whole
Just
other
trying to
tangent.
imagine what we said that happened there. But is that the FIA have made changes to the 2026 regulations. Oh, it was because they will be in place in Miami, but they're minor changes at the moment, and I feel like the big changes are still going to come later in the season after we've had two
They're
sprint weekends.
reasonably
and then Monaco.
big changes to like the battery stuff, though, in terms of qualifying in the race, right?
Yes, yeah. So they're all fairly battery heavy or battery centric, mainly to do with qualifying and also sort of trying to enhance the safety after Ollie Behrman's crash in Japan and the closing distances between cars and various bits and pieces. Should we go through qualifying first? I feel like qualifying is maybe the smaller but maybe slightly more impactful change, especially just because qualifying has been quite dreary in the three races that we've had so far. So the maximum permitted recharge has gone down from 8 megajoules to 7 megajoules. To change the target maximum superclip duration, which has also been reduced to approximately 2 to 4 seconds per lap. So they're only allowed to supercharge for a certain amount of time within that. Superclip. But they are allowed to superclip for the full 350 kilowatts. So previously, when they were superclipping, they were only allowed to charge 250 kilowatts. They're now allowed to charge the full 350 whilst superclipping to hopefully again like reduce the time that is just spent throughout the lap recharging, and also just reduce driver energy management throughout the lap.
I think to clarify the science,
science.
the rate of superclip has been increased to 350 kilowatts, which is a rate,
Yes.
not a capacity.
Yeah.
The total capacity you can charge to is reduced from 8
yeah.
to 7, which is total battery capacity. So superclipping is like how fast you are charging it. So kilowatts is a speed. So the capacity of the batteries is down a little bit, but how fast you can charge them is 1.5 times as fast, which should mean in theory, the kind of lift and coast at the end of straights is
massively reduced.
only
Or at least
60% of what it was before, in theory.
Because
I
as you
imagine
say,
somewhere like Miami, there's only like 2 straights where it might happen as well.
yeah,
Well,
that was the other thing.
The whole thing is because it's more because they say like maximum charge in a lap is it was previously 8 megajoules, but what they don't mention is the battery is only 4 megajoules big, so you can't charge it all at once. You have to charge at multiple different places. Like it's physically impossible to get all of your charge at once, so you have to do it at probably at least 4 different locations.
Yeah, and that leads on to the final kind of bullet point on qualifying, which is then also the number of events where the alternative low energy limits may apply has been changed from 8 races to 12 races. So half the season, that 7 megajoules is also going to probably decrease to 6 or even 5 megajoules, possibly. like Monza, they were already talking about the battery for qualifying being reduced, or the maximum permitted recharge for a lap being reduced to 5 megajoules. So there's now even more races where that 7 megajoules that they have limited it to is also going to decrease further. Again, just trying to, as you say, hopefully they've got a full 4 megajoules at the start of the lap, and then they don't have to recharge that much throughout the rest of the lap, so they can focus on going quicker rather than energy management. Is
So-
the hope.
In DanNoSkill terms, less lift and course through corners, more fast.
Into corners.
Into
Yeah.
corners, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's basically so that we've got more of a chance of seeing them, like, you know, actually pushing braking zones instead of what we've seen with like Leclerc and everyone having to brake, well, lift off and then coast into corners. That's the whole point of it, is just to make sure that they can actually push braking zones, so you can maybe see someone actually lock up going into a corner. Should help make qualifying a bit more on the limit. That's really what the whole thing is. The peak super clipping increase, I think they tested that in Bahrain during the preseason test, not during the Bahrain Grand Prix, of course, during the preseason test. There was some teams
I was
testing
too busy
that.
with the Tamagotchi thing.
Yeah, that's
Real
true.
game. Trying to
Well,
free
well,
Yuki Tsunoda. It was a big hullabaloo.
It was a crazy weekend, that one.
He's still not been released. We didn't even cover that.
Wait, I thought you saw Yuki Tsunoda flying over Brighton.
No, that was obviously a joke. Pulse, come on. He's still captured by Hamas.
Pardon.
Well, it's
Sorry.
it's quite hard to free someone from orbit.
I thought it was in Sri
It's true.
entering.
No. He's traveling at the perfect velocity where he's just going to keep going round and round.
He's just going to keep
and-
missing. Yeah. You hate to see it.
You watched Project Hail Mary and he just thought it was a great film. Might try that out for himself.
I mean, has everyone seen Project Hail Mary?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Okay. I was going to say it was actually a really good film, but apparently that's
It was?
very woke to say. Apparently
What?
yeah, I know. Apparently a lot of people nah, you shouldn't
Bro,
like
get
Project
off the
Hail Mary.
internet. Actually, just get a
What
life.
do you mean shouldn't?
Yeah.
There's nothing that you should or shouldn't like in life. You just
Well,
like what you like.
Well, that's very
Who
true.
are you talking to, James?
Just people.
Is
People out
Nigel
in the world.
Farage your dad?
I mean, come on. Imagine where James lives. Imagine the lampposts. Are there English flags on them? Yes.
No.
There's probably more here than any of you
Yeah.
guys.
James is out painting roundabouts at night.
Absolutely not. No, but I don't know. I was just talking to some people and they were like,
It's because the roller's too heavy for him. It hurts his arms.
Yeah.
So he just supervises.
Just
He's watching
supervise.
over.
I just measure the 90-degree angle in the middle of the cross. And I go, yeah, lovely.
Does the mask and tape.
Lovely stuff, that. It's frog
That'll
tape.
show
mate,
him.
don't it? Use it. Get a clean line on that paint.
He even knows what he's talking about when it comes to the tape.
So you're turning up to other people painting roundabouts and they're using like substandard materials. You're like, it's not a good edge seal on that tape, mate.
At least get
What is
yourself
this?
some Dulux.
Home-based value? Fuck is this shit? Or I represent England properly.
If you're gonna do it, B&Q it.
Which is why I wear the orange, you know, every you might work there. It's good. Last time I was in B&Q, actually, I wasn't wearing this, but I was asked if I worked there. So I do clearly
You
give
look
off
like you
like
would.
a B&Q vibe.
You could pass off. Yeah.
I would ask you where like
Paint
the
mixer.
light decorations are, but I wouldn't ask you anything about wood measurements or tools.
I can see him being the guy that mixes the paint, like when you go there and you get your
Oh, mate,
special
that'd be a
paint
great
mix.
job. Have you seen the mixed paint?
Oh yeah.
A dream of a job.
You could just go do that.
No,
You've
I know.
picked a much more difficult thing to do by trying to do YouTube full time. You could just go to B&Q and ask if you can mix the paint.
Yeah, but I feel like it'd be one of those jobs that's really satisfying for like a couple of days.
Yeah.
And then you've sort of worked out how the paint is mixed.
You've done all the
And you've-
combinations.
Yeah, with a machine
You've had
and you
enough.
press
Yeah.
go and it does it.
Yeah. You push
Like,
two
it's
buttons,
really
satisfying.
let it do it. Yeah.
And then they start getting you to try pick up heavy bags of soil and you do your back in because you're so fragile. And they go, you've not been drinking your milk to strengthen your bones. And you go, I can't.
Can't have it.
His arms just fall off when he tries.
They kick him out, they fire him. We go, we don't hire people with low calcium content here.
And that's the B&Q segment.
And for our American viewers, B&Q is kind of like, I want to say,
Home Depot.
Home Depot.
Home Depot.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
It's exactly the same, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wouldn't have known. In terms of race safety, they've also changed the maximum power available through the boost in race conditions is now capped at plus 150 kilowatts. So if you're in the boost zone, you're only allowed to use a maximum 150 kilowatts to try and sort of catch up to the car in front. And the MGU deployment is maintained at 350 kilowatts for only key acceleration zones. So like out of corners and through those sort of straight line areas, like including those overtaking zones, but will be limited through various other parts of the track to 250 kilowatts.
To clarify that one, because that one's a bit weird.
Is a bit of an odd one.
So what it's saying is certain straights, the entire straight, the team will not be allowed to set their MGK deployment any less than 350 kilowatts. So basically, if you wanted to recharge along that straight, you would set it less. So you're recharging more. But it's basically defining like a minimum horsepower on certain straights. So you can't like obviously you could not press the throttle, but basically the throttle response will be stronger on certain straights. Because lots of the issue was with drivers saying like my foot is flat to the floor and the car just goes slow because it's not even an engine map, it's more like a physical map of where you're on the circuit is changing engine performance. And so it's basically like forbidding teams from doing that, from making any parts of their lap too slow in the engine deployment.
But then
But it is a
also
weird-
certain
it's the
parts of the
whole
track.
straight.
Yeah. Also then certain other parts of the track made slower. So like it was it's the Ollie Behrman incident with Franco Colapinto. That area of the track, it's sort of it's flat, but it's not straight. So it was that like, is it an overtaking zone or is it an acceleration zone? And there was sort of clarity around that. And there's more just putting some key, as you say, markers in place. Like this is the minimum you have to use here. This is the minimum you have to use here. This is the maximum you can use in this area. And they're going around effectively all of the circuits. And as you say, sort of mapping various different corners, various different straights with different kilowatts that you're allowed to use. And then also trying to take into account, okay, also if they have boost and they decide to use boost in this area, that's capped at plus 150 kilowatts. So if you're in an area where, you know, you wouldn't, or they've legislated that you're only allowed to use 250 kilowatts, you can use 400 there. Whereas if they've said, okay, you can use 350 kilowatts here, you can now use 500 kilowatts for the boost. It's like only 150 kilowatts more than the area that they've got.
Can I ask
It's
a question?
quite complicated.
Do we think
it's just defining power output, like in certain parts.
It's
That's all
defining
it
power
is.
output across various different sectors, like almost the mini sectors that you have throughout the track.
Yeah,
They're saying various corners, various areas. These are the power outputs you're allowed.
do we
It's
think
like
that
defining
this
the straight
will,
mode and DRS and stuff. That's all it is.
think that this will like kind of kill overtaking again though, or make overtaking more DRS like?
No.
Because obviously part of the reason was people had very different sort of things going on with the engine. Is this change going to, do you think, change that or not?
I don't think so. I think the style of... Sorry, I think you're going to say similar point, but the style of overtaking, like, for instance, Leclerc, Hamilton in China, in theory, by what they've done, is still entirely possible because that's two cars with the same output and the same kind of relative performance. We just won't see like a Behrman Colapinto thing again. That's not really an overtake.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's to try and
literally
just
to
reduce
stop
those
cars running out of
differentials.
batteries. Yeah, it's to stop like the situations where like a car overtakes and then has nothing left and just gets re-overtaken immediately because they've got no battery. So instead of them wasting 350 kilowatts in a zone where you're gonna have no chance of racing or anything, reduce it to 250. You're still gonna have some battery left to fight elsewhere, is the theory. So yeah, I mean, maybe there will be a reduction in on-track overtakes, like because there's less chance of a car being out of battery. But overall, like the racing shouldn't change too much. I still think you're going to see a ton of overtakes and stuff because ultimately these cars are significantly better at following than the previous set of regulations. So, you know, it's still a good car for that, so that's not going to change. We're still going to see cars following. We're still going to see plenty of overtakes and overtakes in different areas. It's just there's not going to be cars running out of batteries in certain spots.
That's cool.
In theory,
It's hard to say though, because like the upcoming tracks like Miami, we haven't seen with these cars.
yeah.
And so if there's no overtakes in Miami, maybe there would have been no overtakes in Miami even if they didn't change the regulations. Like
There was no overtakes in Miami. There was no real overtakes in Miami in the previous regulation cycle, really. Like plus or minus a few sort of DRS overtakes here and there, some battles down to turn one.
Yeah,
it wasn't a track where you were like getting a lot of overtakes a lot of the time. So maybe
But I
it's
suppose
just...
a good comparison would be Suzuka, right? Because we already had that, and that's a track that is similar, where there's not
yeah,
always
but then that's in a year's time, and by that point,
no, I mean we already have Suzuka. So like if it's a lot,
comparing
different
last Suzuka,
yeah, because
Okay.
Suzuka is a track where there wasn't many overtakes sort of ever, and then we had quite a few more overtakes with these new regulations. So then if Miami kind of drops back, you can go, well, it probably is the changes they've made. And then Canada will be sort of a good one to look at because Canada normally has a decent amount of overtakes.
Yeah.
I think moral of the story, Miami's just shit.
I don't know. I think even though they've capped the boost mode, that 150 kilowatts extra that you get when you're within a second of the car in front, I still think is going to be enough to give us some good,
I
at least
don't doubt that,
side-by-side racing. I think,
Yeah.
you know, and also it's something that we kind of said about the batteries probably like 2 months ago when we were at the Australian Grand Prix and there was all the chaos about them coming in for the first time. This is like the positive that we have with the battery side of the power unit. We can tweak these things corner to corner almost, and we can tweak these things like race to race. So if the 150 kilowatt boost isn't effective, there's nothing to say that they can't bump that up to 200 kilowatt boost for like races in the future. Whereas previously when we had DRS, you can't just be like, oh, well, I guess you could make the DRS straights longer, but they can only be so long, you know what I mean? And they can only have so much effect. Whereas like with this, you can tweak it quite a lot. And well, that's what we're seeing. We are seeing them tweak it quite a bit in terms of those power outputs.
Here's one thing for me though, and I'd like to know your opinion, because with this change, or the FIA has now set a precedent that they're willing to change these settings effectively quite short notice for upcoming races.
True.
Based on people complaining. So it kind of sets a precedent where if we get in 6 months' time and we still have a couple like races in a row that people aren't happy with the number of overtakes or whatever, that if they just start complaining again, the FIA will make more tweaks. I'd like to know from you guys, do you want the sport to be that reactive and to basically have the ability to constantly change these settings? Or would you rather them just like at the start of the year be like, these are the settings?
I'd rather they didn't. I think they were just caught. I think it's because the drivers. It's not the fans or anything. It's predominantly the drivers have had a big moan about it, and I think
it's
that's
the
where
fans. They don't give a fuck what the drivers think. It's the fans. It's public backlash.
It's both,
I
right?
think.
Like the drivers complain, and then the fans who like the drivers complain.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I fucking hope the FIA is not listening to what people on Twitter are saying.
I think they have a broader look at the overall Formula One fan base, but I do think they do take into account, well, at the end of the day, it's numbers, right? They look at how many people are watching the races, how many people are engaged with various different parts of the sport. And at the end of the day, how much money is coming into the Formula One bank account? Like, that is the real predominant factor here. In terms of the changes, though, I mean, well, we saw them make like a really last minute change in Australia, and that was the first race of the season when they changed the qualifying energy levels. So they've already done it previously. It's not like they sort of waited until there was loads of discourse to do it.
This is a learning year. That's all it is. It's just a learning year. They're learning what the fucking regulations are going to be like. They accept that they've maybe pushed things a bit too hard with how they were doing things, and so now they're coming back a little bit to allow like cars to not run out of battery at silly spots. So it's positive. The same thing happened with DRS. When DRS first came in, they were fucking adjusting zones the day before qualifying. Well, after practice, they'd adjust the zones or they'd remove DRS zones.
True.
So
they were adjusting zones up until 2025.
Yeah, they were still adjusting DRS zones until like it fucking went away. So it's not actually that new. It's maybe a bit more. It's been made to be a bigger deal than.
I think a change like this is kind of fine as well, because it's not like, you know, you're fucking over one team. Everyone has this change. So
everyone has the same thing. Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily like affect a certain team. What I kind of don't really like when Formula One does, that most people never really complain about, but something that's always kind of irked me, is when something will get like approved for the start of the year, but then they go halfway through, that's banned and you can't use it anymore. Like some of the things that are going to be banned later this year to sort of prevent Mercedes running away with it. I've always thought that's weird from Formula One. Like, if you're going to change your regulations, it's fine to do it for the next year. It's like you wouldn't halfway through a football season, I don't know, suddenly start penalizing people for sprinting. I'm just trying to think of anything.
That would be controversial.
That would definitely be different.
Yeah. We're doing walking football now, and OAP Gary is all of a sudden the world's best player. But you know what I mean? You would do it the next year. You would wait for people to sort of adapt. You wouldn't just throw it in halfway through.
I do know what you mean. To carry on your football analogy, like, it does happen in other sports as well. Like, football changes like how handballs are given or how various different fouls work throughout the season. And I get what you mean. Like, the complaint from football fans, and it's similar to Formula One here, is, well, that almost means that part of the season is run under one rule set and part of the season is run under a second rule set. And if then we have a change in dominance, say Mercedes have won all three of the first three races. If these changes to the power units and so on, I don't think it will. I think Mercedes will still be very quick. But let's say Mercedes come out in Miami and they're suddenly like 8th fastest. It would look pretty bad. Like, it would
this change isn't like that. This
change isn't like
everything.
that. But if they did do that, if they made a dramatic change, I was trying to think of the example. Was it 2012, 2013 Vettel, when it was like quite a close championship, and then they changed the tires because of Silverstone when they all blew up.
Tires are exploding.
Yeah.
It's generally, but generally this is agreed by the teams. All the teams have to agree.
True.
So they've agreed to it. So fuck, like, who cares? Like, they've agreed to it.
Say it.
It doesn't matter. They've agreed. It doesn't matter. And
at the end of the day,
that was
I
the
suppose,
situation with that one.
As you say, if the teams say yes, and then one team, loses out because of it, they have said yes to it. So it's kind of their fault. But I know what Dan means. It feels like a different championship, but obviously it's the same championship. And it feels like, well, you've won this, like, Mercedes have won the first three races, but now we've also like got a slightly different rule set. So the points obviously carry over, but it is slightly different. And it's that weird middle line.
I don't know. Formula One changes so much anyway that, like, all the cars are different at the start of the year compared to the end.
Yeah,
like,
I suppose if you had to lock in your car at like Bahrain, and then you
Hearing
weren't allowed to change it at all.
Hearing James repeat my argument back to me made me disagree with myself.
Okay.
I would agree. I would agree for like a huge change. Like,
yeah.
I don't know what, but like if it was really fundamental change to the way the cars were, but I don't think anything they've suggested is big enough. Like, let's say back in 20.
My point that I was saying was more about like the Barcelona changes that like actively sort of hinder Mercedes with the compression ratio.
What are those changes?
It's the compression ratio, right? They're changing it then.
Yeah, well, they're changing the way in which it's tested.
Measurement,
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Like it's like, okay, that's a little bit different.
But then they're also allowing some engines to upgrade this season and some engines not, right? Like the whole ADUO. I always get the O and the U.
ADUO.
ADUO.
Yeah.
Like,
but isn't that agreed before the season?
Yeah, but that's the same kind of thing, right? Like Mercedes didn't know necessarily that they were going to absolutely have the best engine, and that means that they don't get to upgrade in the same way that
worse, so that you can then make it better.
No, but that's what I mean. Like they've hit their peak, right? But now everyone else,
I'm sure they hope that's not true.
they've got to a peak for now, but they're also not allowed to upgrade from this point. But then I'm worried it's going to be almost like a ladder effect, where like, okay, Ferrari and Audi and Honda are allowed to like upgrade. So then does the Ferrari become better? And then the next time they do ADUO, then Mercedes get to upgrade, and then they're above, and then
the whole point of ADUO is to bring the engines in line. They're not meant to. They're not meant to be able to like leapfrog the best one. But all I was saying was, like, I think when it's smaller changes, if you're changing something like how a specific parameter is measured, like the compression ratio, it's changing how it's measured. They're not like banning certain technical details. That's fine. Like, I think that's all good. If you
like a comparison to last year, there's like the Flexi Wing stuff that got like mid-season banned.
Exactly, and that's a measurement change. Like in theory, they were just making the measurement more accurate to what they were trying to measure all along. And that's the same thing here with compression ratio. What I was going to say was, like, let's say back in the original hybrid engines, and we came out and Mercedes is really dominant, and they were like, okay, we're going to ban split diffusers, which was like a Mercedes technology, which gave them lots of their advantage. Then I would be like, this is unfair. Like, you've changed the formula halfway through the season. Like, you can't do that.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. Think of it like the Silverstone 2011 when they just banned off throttle blown diffuser for one race, and Alonso won that one.
Exactly.
Race.
That's
like, no, that's still wrong.
There's a good. You're preaching to the wrong person there, boss.
No. I get the fairness.
But I don't think you should be able to ban technologies until the end of the season, like DAS. And they straight up came out and said, like, oh, we can't ban it till next season,
which is fine.
Yeah. And that's how I think it should be. Like, if it's a technology, if it's like a part on the car, I think you have to let them run it for the whole season.
Unless you're changing a measurement.
What?
Unless it is actually illegal.
Yeah,
but the whole point you said was, like, when it starts legal.
Yeah.
If it's legal at the beginning of the year, it should be legal at the end.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rather than it sort of changing. But as you say, like, measurements are slightly more askew. Like, they're just saying they're going to be more accurate with a measurement. Then that's just, they're improving almost on their measuring. It's not like they're changing the way that it was designed to be.
Clarification to make sure everyone's running as they're supposed to.
It's the spirit of the regulations. The spirit of the regulations. It's all about that. And I'm fine with that. Like, I still think you should write your regulations better to start with. Yeah, lazy fuckers. But like, I understand the spirit of the regulations. You don't know how the teams are going to get around them. So
yeah, you don't know what loopholes they're going to find. That's the thing, right? As you just said, like, you don't know. There's someone somewhere who's like, oh, I read this bit and maybe we can just about sneak this through. And then they're like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have, rewritten that in a slightly different way, or changed that so that tiny little thing that did manage to slip through doesn't slip through again. And like, that's the... there were a couple more changes. Race starts has been another thing that, like, I don't know, a few people, I've been fairly happy with them, but there's been a few drivers that have just sort of been stuck in the middle of nowhere. So they've got a new...
Max. Mid-max.
Well, they've got a new low-power start detection system, which has been developed, which is capable of identifying cars with abnormally low acceleration shortly after clutch release. And then in such cases, an automatic MGUK deployment will be triggered to ensure the minimum level of acceleration is achieved to mitigate starts-related risks without introducing any sporting advantage.
Bullshit.
So
It's like an anti-stall that pushes you forwards.
Yes.
So you start deploy because I think it used to be like you deploy after a certain
So you
100
had to hit
kph or something.
50 kilometers
50
per hour,
kph,
and then it would deploy. Now,
Whereas now it
if
immediately
you sort of stall or don't quite get going quite right, you get a little extra boost of MGUK.
Nah, utter woke nonsense, mate.
That is
I
woke
agree.
nonsense.
That's what
Yeah.
You might as well have traction control at that point.
Yeah, learn to drop a clutch, mate.
I feel like this is the one that is will probably get the least attention. Like, well, it is the third thing we've talked about, just because I'm following the list that I've got in front of me. But like, it will probably get the least attention, but it's probably the most impactful because actually the start of the races we have seen have been pretty decisive in terms of positioning and whether or not someone gets a good or bad start. Like Kimi Antonelli was talking about how he absolutely needed to work on race starts and the skill of race starts. That skill is now kind of being like nerfed a little bit. If you are really good at race starts, it doesn't matter as much.
They hate my boy Alonso. They don't want him to fucking zoom into 10th place for one lap before inevitably his Honda blows up.
What are the odds on a controversy when it turns out that this new like automated start is just as fast as doing it yourself, and so all the drivers just stall on purpose?
Yeah.
Because it's just easier. Like
That's what's going to happen. And it's going to be the same situation as it was in like for the last 10 years where everyone just gets the same start all of a sudden again. And there's no actual excitement at the start of the race.
I'm sorry. The stalling on the start shouldn't be dangerous. It should fundamentally not be dangerous. Like you should have enough safety mechanisms in place that if people crash on the race start, they'll be okay.
motorsport is dangerous. That's kind of like an accepted risk. If you didn't want people to get hit on a starting grid, you would do a rolling start.
Exactly.
That's kind of just part of the risk of doing a starting grid. It's like in the same way, like if you really didn't want people to crash into a wall, you would ban tracks that had walls, but they don't. Like, it's just
where
part
are they
of
meant to crash into? The crowd?
The fans.
Hay bale?
Take them out.
You just 4 miles of
move
sand
the
that
wall
surrounds
far
the sail.
away, right? You do you do like Paul Ricard where you just have the walls
Paul
50
Ricard
miles
is
away
so
from the
wank,
track.
though, man.
I like Paul
Charles Leclerc
Ricard.
found a wall, mind you.
Well, I like Paul
one
Ricard as like
wall
an
in 200
actual
meters.
circuit, but just put gravel on the outside. Why is it just Aldi
I
car
agree.
park?
I used
agree.
to love the colours,
Easy.
Dan. The flashing red and blue as the cars
too many-
sort of
it's too
wind
many
their
for
way
him.
Do
down.
you take me to be some kind of ignorant fool, James?
Wouldn't use the word ignorant.
Do you think I'm some kind of laughable child that only enjoys colour and doesn't care about
No.
the prowess and history and magnitude of our sport?
Sometimes.
Be gone! Be gone from the podcast! You are not to speak for the rest of the duration.
I don't know where you would have got that impression, James, watching his videos. They're very serious.
They're very serious.
Did you not see the bit where he recreated the Mila crash by having a Lego car?
He's a serious motorsport journalist, is our Dan.
Yeah, which is why I'm absolutely furious they wouldn't pick me for Sky Grid Insider that I definitely applied for.
He's going to get in there anyway. Don't you worry. He'll be in Matt Amos's suitcase.
I'll be there
before
at the
you
end
know
of the
it.
pit lane in the poor people bit going, Matt, you know me. Hello.
He does.
People
He did a quiz with you.
Yeah.
He
He saw me eat an orange with the peel on it.
he saw you in orange.
Left an impression, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
You never forget that. If you were there in the room, you'd never forget that.
There was only one man in the room with me, and that was Lord Fernando. The rest of you were over call.
I'm so sorry, Dad.
Yeah.
Technicalities. We were saying something. Oh yeah, if you stall on the start, you should
stall.
get crashed into it. That's
Yeah.
that's how it
Yeah,
should be. That's
yeah.
just the natural order of things.
I do kind of think that. Like, I think there is a skill to race starts, and I feel like getting rid of that
There
isn't
is.
like
That's the
not
whole
a good
point
thing.
of start. That's what I said. That's the whole point of starting on the
having
grid. Is it's a skill.
standing start.
If you don't want the chance of stalling on the start, you should just do a rolling start.
Yeah.
We'll kind of see. It does say without any risk of introducing any sporting advantage, but yeah, as you see, there's going to be something happen, isn't there? There's going to be
it's already a sporting advantage
monopoly.
by definition. Because it's taking away a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So it is an advantage. I guarantee, because they'll set some rules to how you can do it, and teams will make it as powerful as possible.
Yeah.
And then you might run some numbers and like, oh, it's 0.1 slower than doing it yourself. But if it's super consistent, then if I was a driver, I'd be like, okay, I'm 0.1 slower to turn 1, but like, instead of getting there 75% of the time, I get there 100% of the time. That's just good. It's just good maths. So I just won't start. I'll just stall it, and then I'll just be there automatically. I would.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm sure all the other drivers would.
It's like playing Mario Kart, but it does the start boost for you. Like, of course you would have that.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And then the final changes are to do with wet weather conditions. Is there any point in mentioning these?
Canada.
Do we ever race
No, we
in
may
full
as well.
wet conditions? Like,
may as
It's
well.
no, it's the intermediates as well, right? They're getting more tire warmers.
yeah, so
Which
it's
is
to do
fine.
with tire blanket temperature for the intermediate tires. It's been increased following driver feedback in order to improve initial grip.
Which is fine.
And then the maximum ERS deployment will be reduced, limiting torque and improving car control in low grip conditions. And then
I'm
it's also
genuinely
just to do with
surprised
the...
that's not already been a thing, though. Like the ER, that would be the one thing I would have said for this regulation is you massively reduce the ERS deployment, and then you can race in wetter conditions because the cars will be slower because they'll have less power.
Well, they've
fine.
already decreased the straight line or the straight mode activation areas. So that's already in place. They've already put in place. So like there was a lot of wet weather condition changes right at the beginning of the season anyway. So I feel like they're just kind of adding to that a little bit. I do know what you mean.
Wait,
like
can
the
you do
ERS
straight
changes.
mode? Can you do straight mode in the rain?
You can do straight mode in
Front wing,
the rain,
front wing only.
but it's front wing only, and it's only in certain areas.
Yes. Yeah. I remember now. I forgot. But
And then also, there was another thing. Oh, they're allowed to. So if a wet weather race warning is called between qualifying and the race, they're allowed to adjust the ride height and the front wing balance of the car.
Yeah, so Parc Fermé's
interesting.
changed for this year that they can have a lot more freedoms with. I think they can also change. I think they've got a lot more freedom with Parc Fermé.
Loads
if
more
it's
freedom,
Declared a wet race.
There's still some things are locked in Parc Fermé, but there's quite a few get unlocked.
But
But also within certain like amounts of adjustment.
Yes.
I don't think it's full adjustment. I think you can change it like certain percentages away from the previous setting, that kind of thing.
It's basically because if we ran in wet weather under the conditions we had kind of last
They would
season,
die.
well, they just would, the plank would just be gone. Like there'd just be no chance of them because they're not allowed to use the straight mode as often. And because it's only the front wing, the downforce obviously increases massively, which then also increases plank wear. So we'd have just got to the end of the race and we'd have had 22 cars disqualified. So they're trying to mitigate that.
Yeah.
And then the final change was the rear lights system has been simplified, which,
good for them.
Cool.
Love to see it.
Again, like some minor changes. I feel like, again, that's probably drivers' feedback because the light system was quite complicated. Like I looked into it at the beginning of the season. It's like one flash if they're charging but not fully charging, 2 flashes if they're fully charging, and multiple flashes if they're super clipping. So to distinguish that at hundreds of kilometers an hour is probably quite tricky. So maybe they've sort of changed that around a little bit.
I mean, in general, I feel like that doesn't matter because it's just like flash equal slow.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Watch
It's
out.
like how much slower was the thing, right? It's like, are they going...
Well, you can judge that. You're flying towards them.
Yeah.
Fairman
You'd hope so.
It is their job. I feel like an F1 driver's not like, how many flashes was that? They're more like, oh, here's a person. Let me go round him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how quickly it flashes, to be fair. That'd be interesting to know, like, how many flashes would they actually be able to, like, see before they would just pass to the driver anyway?
And if we take you to a Grand Prix, would you flash for us on the track?
I wasn't planning on it.
How many Patreon members for that one?
How many Patreon members? 2.
Ned, can you just cut it when he says 2?
Wow, so James is going to do that. 150 times. That's a lot of Grand Prix to get banned
Lovely
from.
stuff.
Yeah. Crash Happy's going to have to pay for me to go to 150 Grand Prix.
No, we never
I think
said out
one
of our
Grand
pocket.
Prix and then a court hearing. And then a prison.
Should just about cover the costs. Can I play the international waters card?
When we
On the main
do
straight at Monza.
the Pacific Ocean Grand Prix,
What if I did it like in the lake at Miami, even though it's not a real lake? It's like a pretend lake, or the marina, I should say.
You're going to
Yeah.
get in the blue concrete bit.
Pretend
And
marina.
start going, international waters.
I think you'd
I'm
probably
allowed
be
to have my cock
sectioned.
out.
I am an international, and technically this is water.
I think you would be locked away in a secure facility.
Or the Vegas fountain with old
Yeah.
Mickey. Me and Mickey Mouse.
Don't flash Mickey Mouse. James. Making it worse.
At least he could put it on his channel because Mickey Mouse is public domain now.
It's true. Thank God.
And there's no other issues with the content of that video that YouTube would take a problem with.
Imagine that, turning up to the court hearing where the judge starts talking about like indecent exposure, and my first point is Mickey Mouse is in the public domain.
Well, he'd go indecent exposure, violation of copyright. You'd go, well, hang on a minute there.
Court adjourned. Find us all above board. It's fine, James. We'll organise a race around that one Weatherspoons in the sea by the Isle of Man.
Yes.
And then you're all clear.
Oh, thank
And your
goodness.
little rubber dinghy with no clothes on, flashing people.
Or go to the Monaco Harbour.
TT.
Go to the Monaco
Yeah.
Harbour and say that you're German because they all get naked on the beach anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Say that you're German. Do I have to do an accent? What would that sound like?
You tell us.
You do it. You do it. Yeah.
No, I was hoping Dan would do it. Dan does it so well.
Hello, I have my Cockenwinkel out.
Mein Cockenwinkel.
Cock and a Winkel there.
Would you like to know some actual German for penis?
Yeah.
Go on then.
So you can easily just say Schwanz, which literally means tail, my tail.
Okay.
Oh.
It's a front tail.
And how do I say knob?
Like that. It's mein
How do you-
Schwanz, Dan.
I'm
My
kind of
front
disappointed it's
tail.
not like mine a knob and farting, but never mind.
There'll be some other words, but I don't know them. I don't know.
Ah.
I'm sorry to tell you.
Milsh.
Is
Milk?
Milk.
of course.
Of course, you wouldn't know that.
No. How do I say oat drink?
I guess it's heifers, oats, Heffermilch.
Heffermilch.
Wait,
Which
English to German.
is just what I call Dan's mum.
What?
What?
I don't get it.
You don't have the. Do you not use the word heifer? Is that a
Like
Norfolkism?
a cow.
Yeah.
Isn't it? And isn't it a virgin cow though, or something, or one that's not had a child?
Oh, it's Norfolkism is just for like a big lady.
Oh right, okay.
It's,
Oh, like hefty.
Yeah, it's along that.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's along that lines.
Right. Fair is.
In Manchester, we have a word for your type, James.
Yep, go on.
Prick.
Great, really inventive. Loved it.
Absolute zinger. Guys, I just realized we've been talking for a long time. How many we covered the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, which definitely happened.
Yeah, it was
shit.
really boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we've left
Yeah.
it so late in the podcast. We're going to dedicate a couple minutes to it. I mean, Lance Stroll's dominance was utterly boring to watch. Pole, fastest lap, win. What could we say?
Yeah.
It was only a matter of time.
Yeah.
He has been outscoring Alonso fairly consistently over the last sort of few years that they've been together. So it makes sense that it would finally sort of come to fruition.
I am actually offended you've made an Alonso joke after what happened to him at Saudi Arabia.
Right.
I guess to cover the tragedy, Dan, do you want to do a very somber Alonso
Oh yeah.
countdown?
Yeah.
Wow, it's been a real wait for an Alonso segment.
2, 1 Alonso. Everyone joking in memoriam in quotation marks because obviously he had a bad case of food poisoning and had to sit the
it was
race
fine.
He's fine now, but it's
It'll
just,
be okay.
sad he wasn't there for the race.
It was that poutine.
Well, I
In Saudi Arabia.
I
Oh,
heard
you clearly don't watch the videos.
I heard
Fucking
Stroll.
fake fans.
I heard Stroll. Wanted to give Fernando a bit more poutine, but maybe he'd snuck something in there. Now the Honda's doing a bit better.
I think he was actually heard us say, I'm going to put it in. And watching his favourite YouTuber, Mr. John Pulse.
What did John throb?
And George Russell's replacement, whoever we said last week, did a good job.
It was Vesti,
Dorian Pan. Oh, Vesti,
Dorian Pan.
whichever one
If it was Dorian Pan, podium. If it was Vesti, he was fine.
Yeah.
Not a fan of Vesti? Or just...
No, just more of a fan of Pan. I think she's great, and I want her career to do better than it has done after F1 Academy. I think sending her to LMP2 again was criminal because, like, what is the point of going to F1 Academy, winning it, and being like clearly the best driver the past 2 years there? I mean, pulling was good too, but like, I think Pan was probably the better one. Just had some bad luck, and then going back to LMP2. But now LMP2 isn't even in WEC, it's in Elms. And I know people will go, oh, but it's still the pinnacle of LMP2, but it's not WEC, so you're getting less money because it has less viewers.
Probably true. What series would you want to see her driving?
A hypercar. If I think that's the bare minimum. Or, progressing
Just want to
through...
go for like F3, F2, yeah.
Yeah, progressing through the Formula ladder, I think is what the point of F1 Academy should be.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is sort of supposed to be the point of Formula One Academy, but it's just tough, isn't it? It's really difficult to do the balancing act of, and it is the money at the end of the day. It's like really difficult to balance all of those things.
That's the point of F1 Academy is they're meant to get enough funding, the people who win it, to be able to then be in a decent car in these junior categories. And so far,
I thought, don't they win
They do win.
They win a
Formula
fully
regional
paid...
seat?
No, so it's not. The series isn't necessarily defined because, like, I'm pretty sure Pan's LMP2 season has been fully paid for by F1 Academy, but they win like a fully paid for seat. But
I thought that seat was always in a F1 feeder series.
Maybe
like,
it has to be an
Formula
F1
regional.
feeder series. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it.
Abby
I think
Pulling's
it
in
Freca?
Not in. Yeah. She's not even in like FIA, F3 or anything.
What do you think the FR in Freca stands for? It's Formula Regional.
No. I mean, like is in like the F3 is in like the F3 that's on the F1 calendar.
Yeah, that's why I
She's
didn't
not in
say.
that,
That's why I didn't
No,
say
he wasn't
FIA
saying
Formula
that.
3. I said Formula Regional. But Formula Regional is a step below FIA Formula 3. It's the
Formula
same
Regional.
ladder. That's what I thought. I thought it had to be the F1 ladder. I didn't realize because LMP2
I'm
is
not.
outside.
I'm not
F1.
100% sure. Maybe her LMP2 seat wasn't paid for by F1 Academy, or maybe it's just like an allocated amount of funding or something. I haven't like looked at it properly.
maybe.
But I think it should be. You should be pushing them into these series. Like,
I think the ultimate goal would be to get them into FIA F3 and then F2. But I understand that there's only limited seats in that series, and they
one
cost a
thing
lot
that's
of money.
very stupid, at least about the last season of F1 Academy, is that it ended after F3 confirmed the grid for next year.
That is true.
So what is the point? Like,
That makes it tough, yeah.
yeah. But hey, I could go on for a whole hour about the systemic sexism in the fucking junior ladder. It really pisses me off. And it's like one of the most obvious examples of it. You call me utter woke nonsense, but like there's people who disagree with it in the real world, but disagreeing with it in F1 and like racing as a whole, when it's so plainly obvious, it's like the easiest way to spot that sort of systemic, like anything, racism, sexism, whatever. It's so obvious in racing, and it bugs me.
Yeah, I would love to get somebody on who, I don't know, is either involved or maybe knows a little bit more about sort of W Series, Formula One Academy, the transition between those two, how it sort of differentiates, because I don't know loads about it. I know the W Series was an absolute chaotic mess at the end. And I know that F1 Academy has come in and at least been, for now, looks way more stable and a much better product. But I feel like it's one of those things that would probably take an entire episode, as you said.
I would
Dan,
love to get
really go into it.
Susie Wolf on and like grill her on a couple things about it, because there's a few
Susie Wolf on
problems.
WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
I
good
reckon
friend
she'll come
Susie
on.
Wolf.
Should be a big joker.
And then I can show her my Toto impression and see what she says about it.
And can you just do that one more time, Dan, to end the episode?
Give me milsh.
Very good.
Perfect.
I feel like
Lovely stuff.
if she closes her eyes, what we could do is we could have you through the headphones and Toto Wolf just slightly off camera, and we'll see like if she can distinguish between the two.
That would make a great short, to be fair.
It would. It would. Guess if it's
It would.
Dan or Toto. Unfortunately, James, it's very obvious, so it wouldn't make for a very, very compelling quiz.
Or maybe we just have Toto on the call, right? We have Toto in another room in his
He's
house.
got to do
I assume
my
it's
accent.
big enough.
Where he's got to sound like he's from
Yes,
Manchester.
no, like, the whole point is that you're
Three,
supposed to
two,
sound
one, Alonso.
exactly like Toto Wolf.
Why, Dan, when you do an impression of yourself, do you have a different accent?
Why do you always become me?
Because I'm doing an impression of the sort of character that is DanNoSkill, which in my head is more crass and rude.
And from Yorkshire, apparently.
I'm from Yorkshire, yeah.
Yeah, from North Yorkshire.
I have roots up
South.
north.
Oh, can you tell the difference of the accent, Paul? Sorry.
Yeah.
Really, I should be doing more of like, if I'm going to go
There's a
for my
big
roots,
difference.
I guess a Teesside accent. But
Yeah.
it's not very flattering.
And can we do can we get the Geordies just real quick, Dan?
Wajajman, stoikiek, spotokopia, supercomputer. Or as my great granddad used to teach me, Mrs. Al Throotbal over the wall.
Sorry.
Mrs. Al Throotbal over the wall.
Great.
You didn't understand a word of that. For you, I had to go,
do.
oh, let's go down to our
Through a
farm
ball,
and
over a
shag a
wall.
sheep.
Again, sheep, other side of the country, mate. We're all cows here.
Oh, shag a cow then, if you must. Bit big, though.
It's mostly siblings where James is from.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we've talked enough, guys.
Yes.
We have. Shall we move
Yes.
over to a Patreon?
Yeah.
For the 300 plus members that we now have, and even more if you join the Patreon as well. Head over. There'll be a special.
And even less if you like hack into people's accounts and delete them. Just
You
if
could do that. You could
wouldn't
hack
like
someone's
it.
account.
Suggest that, Dan.
Yeah, you could.
Well, I
you could
just
hack
wanted
in someone's
to-
account and like sign on. You know.
well, I wouldn't want to charge someone money by hacking them. I think that's bad business for us. I don't think we should encourage our fans to hack people onto our Patreon, and I think that would violate the terms of service of the site.
Probably. Yeah, there's a few terms of service issues.
But then you're streaking at Monza, so you know, and that'll be on
Why
the
is
Patreon.
it Monza? Monza's not got any water for me to play the International Waters card.
Well, I feel like your best bet is to do it at Monza, claim you thought you were in international waters, and then at least you can plead insanity.
And on that note, that will end. Thank you for watching. See you on the Patreon.